सभी को नमस्ते और प्रणाम। आज माई एनईपी पोर्टल लॉन्चिंग प्रोग्राम में आपका सबका स्वागत है। आज का ये कार्यक्रम हम सरस्वती वंदना के जरिए शुरू करेंगे।
वॉइस संजीव नहीं सुन रहे। ऑडियो संजीव।
या कुन्तेतु तुषारहार धवला शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युत शंकर
Somebody is there. Somebody is there.
देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा। शुक्लां ब्रह्मविचारसारभाव्यां जगद्व्यापिनीं वीणापुस्तकधारी अभयदा जाड्यान्धकारापहा। हसरे स्फटिकमालिकां विदधतीं पद्मासने संस्थितां वन्दे तां परमेश्वरीं भगवतीं बुद्धिप्रदां शारदाम्।
संजीव।
हाँ जी, मैं डॉक्टर मंजूश्री सदेश पांडे जी को आज के कार्यक्रम का आयोजित करने का आग्रह करना चाहता हूँ। डॉक्टर मंजूश्री सदेश पांडे जी हमारे RS मुंडे धर्मपीठ आर्ट्स एंड कॉमर्स कॉलेज नागपुर के इंग्लिश डिपार्टमेंट के एचओडी है और साथ में हमारे विद्या भारती उच्च शिक्षा संस्थान के राष्ट्रीय सह अध्यक्ष जी है। मंजूश्री देशपांडे जी।
नमस्कार। मनुष्य की अंतर्निहित पूर्णता की अभिव्यक्ति ही शिक्षा है। शिक्षा मनुष्य के भीतर अच्छे विचारों का निर्माण करती है, मनुष्य के जीवन का मार्ग प्रशस्त करती है। बेहतर समाज के निर्माण में सुशिक्षित नागरिक की भूमिका महत्वपूर्ण होती है। भारतीय संस्कृति में प्रत्येक व्यक्ति के जीवन में 4 लक्ष्य माने गए हैं जिन्हें पुरुषार्थ की संज्ञा दी जाती है: धर्म, अर्थ, काम, मोक्ष। इन चारों में से मोक्ष सबसे अधिक पवित्र एवं महत्वपूर्ण माना जाता है। प्रत्येक व्यक्ति के जीवन का चरम उद्देश्य मोक्ष की प्राप्ति होता है, अतः शिक्षा ही मोक्ष की प्राप्ति का एकमात्र साधन माना गया है। ऐसे में शिक्षा के महत्व को देखते हुए इसे और अधिक व्यापक बनाने की आवश्यकता है। शिक्षा को जन जन तक फैलाने के लिए तीव्र प्रयासों की आवश्यकता है। 21वीं सदी में भारत का हर नागरिक शिक्षित हो, इसके लिए सभी जरूरी कदम उठाने होंगे, तभी हमारा देश पूर्ण रूप से सुशिक्षित राष्ट्र कहलाएगा। हाल ही में प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी द्वारा नई राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति लाई गई, जिसे सभी के परामर्श से तैयार किया गया। इसे लाने के साथ ही देश में शिक्षा पर व्यापक चर्चा आरंभ हो गई है। इस नीति के प्रारूप को सही तरीके से क्रियान्वित करने की सबसे बड़ी चुनौती अब हमारे सामने है। इन चुनौतियों का सामना करने के लिए तथा उनका समाधान करने के लिए उनसे संबंधित सुझाव प्राप्त करने के लिए विभिन्न स्तरों पर अथक प्रयास किए जा रहे हैं। विद्या भारती की ओर से यह एक अनूठी पहल है जिसके अंतर्गत माय एनईपी नामक पोर्टल प्रस्थापित किया गया है, जिसके उद्घाटन के लिए यह समारोह का आयोजन किया गया है। Chief guest of today's function, Honorable Minister of State, Shri Sanjay Dhotre sir. Our guest of honor, Dr. G. Satish Reddy sir, President of Vidya Bharati Uच्च Shiksha Sansthan, Dr. Kailash Sharma ji sir, Secretary Dr. Narendra Taneja ji sir, संगठन मंत्री श्री प्रकाश जी, सह संगठन मंत्री श्री रघुनंदन जी, all the members of Vidya Bharati Uच्च Shikshan Sanstha, ladies and gentlemen, we are fortunate to have a galaxy of luminaries amidst us here today. We have the advisory board members and we also have the editorial board members of this portal with us here today. It is my proud privilege to introduce you to the chief guest of today's function, Honorable Minister of State for Communications, Electronics and Information Technology and Human Resource Development, Government of India, Shri Sanjay Shamrao Dhotre ji. Shri Sanjay Shamrao Dhotre, an eminent parliamentarian with decades of contribution at grassroots level, is a distinguished engineer, agriculturist, and advocate. Vocal against injustice, he relentlessly engaged in the issues of agriculture sector, farmers' issues, and rural development. He has been an elected member of parliament, successfully representing Akola constituency since 2004. He was also a member of Legislative Assembly from Murtizapur during 1999 to 2004. Since beginning, Shri Dhotre was very active in student movements and was a student representative and General Secretary of Amravati Engineering College, Nagpur University. Shri Dhotre held several distinguished positions and was awarded for his outstanding contributions by Maharashtra government. Industry Award for Excellent Performance and late Shri Vasantrao Naik Memorial Award for Outstanding Work in Agricultural Sector. He was the former Vice Chairman of Maharashtra Council of Agricultural Education and Research, Pune. His contributions were well acknowledged at the grassroots level in cooperatives, government institutions on issues of rural development and agriculture as the mainstay. He won accolades as a 5-term elected director from amongst the farmers shareholders of Maharashtra State Seeds Corporation Limited, Akola. We are indeed fortunate to really have such a dignified personality with us here today. Our guest of honor for today's function is Honorable Secretary, Department of Defense, R&D and Chairman, DRDO, Dr. G. Satish Reddy. Dr. G. Satish Reddy is well known for his significant contributions towards indigenous design, development, deployment of diversified missiles and strategic systems, guided weapons, avionic technologies, and for sustained efforts in advancement of aerospace technologies and industries in India. He is an MS and PhD from JNTU, Hyderabad. From a young navigation scientist and system manager, he rose steadily, and after his multiple significant appointments and decades of sustained contributions to defense R&D, was elevated as Distinguished Scientist in September 2014 and was appointed as Scientific Advisor to Defense Minister in May 2015. He significantly contributed towards the formulation of many national policies and was pivotal in evolving roadmap for self-sufficiency in missiles. He holds the distinction of being inducted as Fellow of Royal Institute of Navigation, London, Royal Aeronautical Society, UK, and foreign member of the Academy of Navigation and Motion Control, Russia. He is an honorary fellow of CSI and Project Management Association of India, Fellow of Indian National Academy of Engineering, IIT UK, Associate Fellow of American Institute of Aeronautics and Astronautics, USA, and many other academies, scientific bodies in the country and abroad. For his distinguished contributions, Dr. Satish received several prestigious international and national awards, which includes the Indian Science Congress Association, Homi Bhabha Memorial Gold Medal, National Aeronautical Prize, National Design Award, National Systems Gold Medal, to name a few. It is indeed a great opportunity for us to have such enlightened, erudite, dignified, and distinguished personalities of national and international repute to share their views with us. I extend a hearty welcome to all of you. अब मैं विद्या भारती उच्च शिक्षा संस्थान के अध्यक्ष डॉक्टर कैलाश शर्मा जी से विनम्र अनुरोध करती हूं कि वे कार्यक्रम की प्रस्तावना करें।
आप सबको आज के इस प्रोग्राम में उपस्थित आप सबको सादर नमस्कार। आज के इस प्रोग्राम के हमारे प्रमुख अतिथि मान्यवर श्री श्यामराव धोत्रे जी, गेस्ट ऑफ ऑनर डॉक्टर जी सतीश रेड्डी जी, श्री पंकज अरोड़ा जी, भारतीय उच्च शिक्षा संस्थान के राष्ट्रीय जनरल सेक्रेटरी डॉक्टर N.K. तनेजा जी, संगठन मंत्री माननीय प्रकाश जी, सह संगठन मंत्री मान्यवर रघुनंदन जी, in this today's web program, सुधाकर जी, मंजूश्री जी और सभी मैं सबसे पहले फिर से एक बार आप सब लोगों का स्वागत करता हूं और इस वेबिनार के संबंध में कुछ आपके साथ में कुछ बातें शेयर करने की कोशिश करता हूं। सबसे बड़ी बात तो आज ये है कि ये लॉन्चिंग प्रोग्राम है, लॉन्चिंग ऑफ माई एनईपी पोर्टल।
कैलाश जी म्यूट हो गए।
हाँ, अभी ठीक है?
ठीक है कैलाश जी, अभी बोल।
ठीक है सर, ठीक।
हाँ जी।
बाकी सब लोग भी म्यूट करना है, बाकी सब लोग म्यूट करना है, नहीं तो रिसाउंड आते रहता है। सब लोग बात करने वाले के अलावा सब लोग म्यूट करके रखना है।
आज का ये जो प्रोग्राम मैंने जैसे कहा, 2 इवेंट्स की लॉन्चिंग है, माई एनईपी पोर्टल और विभिन्न प्रकार की देश भर में होने वाली, आगामी दिनों में होने वाली विभिन्न वेबिनार्स, इन दोनों का लॉन्चिंग प्रोग्राम है। और इन दोनों के लॉन्चिंग प्रोग्राम में हमारे लिए ये सौभाग्य का विषय है कि 2 डिस्टिंग्विश्ड एकेडमिशियंस, एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर हमारे बीच में उपस्थित हैं और बाकी इस शिक्षा संस्थान के साथ में इसके उद्देश्य को ध्यान में लेकर के सहयोग करने वाले, सुझाव देने वाले, आशीर्वाद देने वाले और करने वाले ऐसे सभी विद्वजन यहाँ उपस्थित हैं। आप सब लोग जानते हैं कि ये संस्थान हायर एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूट्स के क्वालिटी एजुकेशन प्रोवाइड करने की दृष्टि से सक्रिय है, उसमें अपना एक हेडिंग का काम करना चाहता है, कर रहा है और उसका प्रमुख उद्देश्य ये है कि हमारे जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं, यूथ हैं देश के, उन सबको क्वालिटी एजुकेशन मिले जो अपने लिए, अपने देश के लिए और इंटरनेशनली ग्लोबल लेवल के ऊपर भी वो एक जो यूथ का, एक युवक का जो उद्देश्य होता है उसको पूरा कर सके। विद्या भारती उच्च शिक्षा संस्थान along with many other national non-governmental organizations, social groups, teachers and students, has actively been participated in providing inputs or maybe suggestions to the draft committee constituted by the national government in leadership of Honorable Kasturi Ranganji. I think the one of the distinguished member of this draft committee is also with us today also, Shri M.K. Sridharji. So after submission of its report by the draft committee to central government, the government again invited, previously also government invited suggestions, but after the draft has submitted, again government invited suggestions from various sections, and finally the draft was prepared and accepted by the government on July 27th of this year. Since then, along with the various academic institutions, academicians, teachers and students, we means Vidya Bharati Uच्च Shiksha Sansthan are involved in propagating the recommendations of NEP and working for implementation of the policy in toto. Because this is a Vidya Bharati Uच्च Shiksha Sansthan thinks that as other society members and academicians, students think about this policy, that this is a comprehensive policy which indicates to develop an education system which is an autonomous system based on teachers and targeted to the holistic development of youth who have all types of capacities to sustain themselves, help others, and who help in the development of society and our country, Bharat. And Bharat is known as the country which is characterized by Vasudev Kutumbakam, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Ekam Sat Vipra Bahuda Vadanti, etc. These are the characteristics of country. So that aim is also there, means the global aim of this national education policy is there. And Dr. Just described some of the characteristic features of what should be the education in the country as has been given, as has been suggested by various great persons. She has elaborated some of the characteristic features. Education policy also have all those characteristic features, have all suggested all those features which are necessary for the national education policy. So this policy has come, we know, has come after 34 years of any policy in place, or I would say declared by the government. It was declared in 1986. Some, I think it was also a good policy, but some other requirements also were there which were not included. But the main thing is it was not implemented. Only a few things in piecemeals were implemented. But this is the policy which after 4 or 5 years of discussion has come, and it has given some wonderful suggestions. I think if I name a few of them, I'm sure that you are aware of this. It can be a repetition, but we know that the wonderful idea about the pre-undergraduate graduate education, 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 system will be there, and it is age based, and age based curriculum will be developed. That is the one important idea regarding pre-higher education. In regarding higher education, we have seen various important suggestions which the stakeholders were demanding since long. By knowing the importance of these suggestions in the education policy, Vidya Bharati Uch Shiksha Sansthan thought that it should be implemented, and we should also try. We should also work for it. We also should have suggestions from the academicians, the stakeholders. We discuss, deliberate, and at length, and we should provide those suggestions to the. So after that, we are propagating the ideas of the national education policy, and we are organizing different types of webinars. Previously, before 3 days on 22nd, a webinar discussion was organized whereby around top 14, 15 institutions, heads, directors, vice chancellors of IIT, IIM, and central universities, NITs, they joined and suggested very, very important suggestions regarding uh, this education policy and what the Vidya Bharati Uch Shiksha Sansthan is going to do by launching this portal. This portal should provide what important things required for the implementation of the NEP 20. So these I think today also some of these distinguished persons are there. I have heard Professor K.K. Agarwal ji, Professor E. Suresh ji, Professor M.K. Sridhan. Many other are there, but I am not naming all of them just to save time. But these distinguished persons are were there on 22nd. They are there today also. We have discussed with the various other stakeholders also. We have organized the webinars of the institutions like IIT, central universities, NITs, etc. We have organized the seminars for the colleges, principals, the administrators and management persons. So now onwards, we want that the first and foremost important requirement for the going along with the policy is change the syllabi as per suggestion of the NEP. NEP has suggested that in for higher education that it should be the institutions, all institutions should be multidisciplinary type. All institutions will be categorized into only 3 types. The private, deemed, government, central, all these this naming will go, and only quality research focused, quality teaching focused, UG institutions, and which are governed by autonomous governing bodies. Then the NEP has suggested academic credit bank also, National Research Foundation, National Education Commission with 4 verticals. Various important suggestions are there, multiple entry, exit, etc. Various things. I am not repeating all these things. We are discussing all these things also in different webinars. So the first requirement is that if the multidisciplinary type of institutions are there, all the institutions are there. So every discipline, what type of syllabi in the different programs should be there. So we should have the webinars, discussions with the experts of the subject fields. So around 40-50 webinars will be organized in the coming few days, in coming days, and this My NEP portal will be a portal which will, I think, which will provide different informations, what the NEP wants, what the institutions are doing, what are the suggestions for the institutions to do, and so on. various things. So it is aimed for a big change in the educational system. तो इस प्रकार का ये जो आज का जो पोर्टल लॉन्चिंग का प्रोग्राम है, जिसका एम बहुत बड़ा है, इस प्रोग्राम में और जो आने वाली वेरियस वेबिनार्स के लॉन्चिंग के प्रोग्राम में आप सब लोग उपस्थित हुए हैं और दो डिस्टिंग्विश्ड एकेडमिशियंस एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर हमारे बीच में उपस्थित हुए हैं। आप सब लोगों की प्रेजेंस में ये इसका लॉन्चिंग प्रोग्राम आयोजित होगा और हमें तो हमारे जो चीफ गेस्ट एंड गेस्ट ऑफ ऑनर दोनों का हम लोगों को सुझाव आशीर्वाद मिलेगा। मुझे लगता है कि इस बात को ध्यान में रखते हुए इस प्रोग्राम को हम आगे बढ़ाते हैं। एंड ओवर टू डॉक्टर मंजूश्री।
Thank you, sir. Let me acknowledge the presence of important dignitaries, top academicians who are on our advisory board and present with us here today. Professor Nageshwar Rao, Vice Chancellor, Indira Gandhi National Open University, New Delhi. Dr. Sandeep Shastri, Pro Vice Chancellor, Jain University, Bangalore. Professor T.G. Sitharam, Director, IIT Guwahati. Professor Virendra Kumar Tiwari, Director, IIT Kharagpur. Professor E. Suresh Kumar, Vice Chancellor, EFLU Hyderabad. Professor K.K. Agrawal, Chairman, National Board of Accreditation. Mr. Beluru Sudarshan, Advisor to the Chief Minister of Karnataka for E-Governance. Professor Bhimraya Metri, Director, IIM Nagpur. Professor N. Panchanatham, Vice Chancellor, Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University, Chennai. Professor Anjila Gupta, Vice Chancellor, Guru Ghasidas Central University, Bilaspur. Professor Uday Kumar Yaragatti, Director, NIT Jaipur. We are indeed honored to have such dignified personalities here today. I extend a hearty welcome to all. अब मैं शिक्षा विभाग दिल्ली विश्वविद्यालय के श्री पंकज अरोरा जी से निवेदन करती हूं कि वे माय एनईपी पोर्टल की जानकारी दें।
Professor Pankaj ji, audio.
I have unmuted. सबको नमस्कार। रघुनंदन जी, मिनिस्टर ऑफ एजुकेशन स्टेट लेवल श्री संजय धोत्रे जी, श्री रेड्डी जी, के.सी. शर्मा जी, and all respected participants here. It's my honor and privilege to share my brief understanding about the portal which today we are going to launch. It says it's my NEP. So my NEP means it's my. So association, ownership, and belongingness is there in the name of the portal itself. It is not a portal of the government. It is not the portal of some selected people, but it is a portal of every one of us. Those who are concerned about the state of education in the country at different levels. Those who want to be participating in the mission of implementation of National Education Policy 2020. So this is a great honor and privilege that I have given this and trusted this responsibility to give my brief understanding on the portal. Has a critical responsibility now because of this COVID 2019. We all are working through online mode, and this portal itself is technology based, which will be a great platform for all the people from different parts of the society, education, industry, social work, political understanding, political participants, students, parents, community in general, or nation or international level. anybody can be part of this portal for his or her opinion, understanding, doubts, clarifications about national education policies implementation. As Professor Sharma has very rightly pointed, that this portal belongs to all of us. So this portal will not only be having different faces, a face of video tutorials, which he would be explaining more about webinars and then converting them into video tutorials. This portal will be inviting opinions and suggestions from universities, state governments, any stakeholder for that reason can participate and share ideas about how to successfully implement this important 21st century's education policy in India. This portal also invite critics to give us alarm and to help us to be more cautious and careful in implementation. The way I have been made to understand that there are certain critical issues in the policy which for sure need lot of deliberations, like deregulation of colleges is one critical issue, because there is a mass level culture in the country that universities are overloaded, overburdened with affiliated colleges. So this policy is giving us a provision to de-affiliate them and to nurture them, to help them to become independent degree-giving institutions. So how to de-affiliate in next 15 years is one important area where we... Similarly, multidisciplinary institution. Is it only clubbing certain disciplines in an institutions, bringing them under single roof would be multidisciplinarity? No, it has multiple meanings. It is not a tray of salad where we will be keeping and decorating different vegetables, but it will be a soup of those fruits and salads which are well gel amongst themselves, and multidisciplinary should be integral component of the institution, educational institutions. Academic bank credit is similar issue which need to be deliberated upon. So such critical issues, I have named only 2-3, I don't want to give a detail, have been enlisted in the form of 35 areas where video tutorials and video webinars would take place in the near future. Now this another important phase where suggestions would be invited, interactions are possible, debates, discussions, all stakeholders can be part of it. And this portal has another important phase of being interactive with the people. So any stakeholder can share their concern, their challenge, which they feel they are facing in context of implementation of policy. And this portal, Vidya Bharati, is volunteering to take this responsibility to help guide and take forward implementation of education policy. So this word and spirit policy should be implemented in all states, union territories, central universities, state universities in words and spirit. So in nutshell, I want to conclude that portal is to facilitate the implementation process. It's a voluntary service which Vidya Bharati has offered to facilitate implementation of policy by all. And as I suggested in the beginning, the name of the portal itself is very humble, very forthcoming, and helping, giving ownership to each one of us. A successful competition has recently been organized where a huge number of volunteers participated and made it successful. So this portal is looking forward to your participation, not only the people who are present here, but through them to their institutions, to students. With these words, I welcome you all to join this portal, and thank you for giving this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Pankaj ji, for explaining about my NEP portal at length. Thank you very much. मैं श्री सुधाकर जी को वेबिनार संबंधित जानकारी देने के लिए आमंत्रित करती हूँ. सुधाकर जी.
सभी को नमस्ते। आज हमारे रिवाइज पोर्टल के साथ साथ हमारा कल से वेबिनार सीरीज शुरू हो रहा है, उसका भी लॉन्च है। हमारे वेबिनार्स कल से लेकर लगभग दिसंबर 20 तक रहेंगे। हमने न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी को हायर एजुकेशन, स्कूल एजुकेशन, टीचर्स एजुकेशन और इंस्टीट्यूट्स ऑफ नेशनल इंपॉर्टेंस के लिए अलग करेंगे। ऐसे 4 विभागों में लगभग 42 वेबिनार अलग अलग होंगे। इन वेबिनार्स का पर्पस है ट्रेनिंग के लिए कि जो भी उसमें वक्ता आए उन्होंने स्पेसिफिक टॉपिक जैसे कि मल्टी डिसिप्लिनरी एंड होलिस्टिक एजुकेशन, स्कूल कॉम्प्लेक्स, उन विषयों में काम किया हो, उनको इम्प्लीमेंट किया हो और वो लोग आकर अपने अनुभव साझा करें। जो इम्प्लीमेंटेशन में प्रॉब्लम्स आने वाली हैं उन पर कुछ सजेशंस निकल के आ सकें। और इन वेबिनार्स के पूर्ण होने के बाद हम इस रिपोर्ट को और प्रत्येक विषय पर हम जो इनिशियल रिसर्च कर रहे हैं उन दोनों को कंबाइन करके एक डॉक्यूमेंट बनाएंगे, एक इम्प्लीमेंटेशन गाइड के तौर पर, और उसको रिलीज करेंगे। यूनिवर्सिटीज और एजेंसीज, बॉडीज इन सबको भेजेंगे। ये सारे वीडियोस, वेबिनार्स हमारे माई एनईपी पोर्टल पर भी अपलोड होंगे ताकि फ्यूचर में जो कोई भी उसे देखना चाहे तो एक कोर्स के तौर पर अगर लोग सारे ऐसे विषय के वेबिनार देख लेते हैं और अगर वो यूनिवर्सिटी में या कहीं भी ऐसी जगह पर इन्वॉल्व है जहां पर डायरेक्टली और इनडायरेक्टली वो न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी को इम्प्लीमेंट कराने में जुड़े रहेंगे तो उनको हेल्प हो पाएगी। इसी लक्ष्य के साथ, इस उम्मीद के साथ हम लोग ये वेबिनार सीरीज लॉन्च कर रहे हैं। इसके लिए रजिस्ट्रेशन nepwebinars.com पर किए जा सकते हैं। तो आप लोगों से भी अनुरोध करेंगे कि देखें, वहां पर अपलोडेड है कौन से स्पीकर हैं, कौन सा विषय, डेट, पोस्टर सब कुछ मौजूद रहेगा। रजिस्टर करें और आप लोग भी कृपया इसको शेयर करते रहें ताकि ये काम सफल हो पाए। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
धन्यवाद सुधाकर जी। आइए अब हम समारोह के मुख्य कार्यक्रम माई एनईपी न्यूज पोर्टल के उद्घाटन की ओर बढ़ते हैं। मैं माननीय मंत्री महोदय तथा आज के प्रमुख अतिथि श्री संजय जी धोत्रे तथा विशेष आमंत्रित अतिथि डॉक्टर जी सतीश रेड्डी जी से प्रार्थना करती हूं कि वे पोर्टल का उद्घाटन करें।
मंजूश्री मैडम कंटिन्यू कीजिए।
Thank you, sir. I now request Honorable Dr. Satish Reddy, our guest of honor for today's function, to kindly address the audience.
Namaskar. Honorable Minister of State for Education, Sri Sanjay Shyamrao Dhotre ji, Sri Kailash ji, Professor Tanecha ji, Professor Sridhar ji, Professor Manish Rao ji, Professor Uday ji और रघुनंदन जी, सबका मेरा प्रणाम। Some people have actually unmuted. Please, all of you, can you mute them, please? Otherwise, it will be a lot of disturbance. People who are not muted, you may mute the system, please. Okay. First, let me thank. As I said, I think people are not muted. If you don't mute, then this
ठीक है
we
सर,
can't go
अभी हो
further.
गया, अभी हो गया है सर.
First, let me thank Raghunandan ji and Vidya Bharati for inviting me for this occasion and with the Honorable Minister and launching of the portal and also launching of the webinar series. As you know, all of you, the new education policy, the government has spent a lot of time discussing with various people across the academia and also people who are in the departments, scientific departments like us. Lots of inputs have been taken, months and months and months, and they have gone through the iterations, have come out with the education policy. If you look at the main objectives are, one is promoting the research oriented education. Second, also the coming out with technology and products and practical aspects of it from the academic institutes is another important thing. As you know, many advanced nations where the universities, they work with industries, they come out with many of the technological products, advanced technology products, and many things. The basis is the academia, the academic institutes. And that's how the nations have actually progressed very well and they have come out with many technologies. And that is the purpose what the government has also thought. Second, when you look at the roles of academia and the R&D organizations, normally the academia should have a good amount of at least about 30 to 40% of its resources and time and everything we should be able to spend on basic research. That is in-depth research in any subject what you are taking as a basic research. And then of course the remaining portion they should be spending on applied research. The organizations, R&D organizations like DRDO or ISRO or any other organization, they should be spending more on applied research and also translational research. Then the industry should be spending on taking this translational research, the prototype what has been developed here, producing them in large numbers with quality, and also that industry should be actually doing in-depth research in the niche areas, which actually Indian industries many have started. If this is the model what a country can come out, then that is the way the country can come out with many advanced science and technology related outcomes and aspects and products and whatnot and all. So that's the aim what actually national education policy has been brought in, research oriented outcomes and also the products and technologies oriented outcomes, the practical aspects of it have been incorporated. And I'm sure the portal will help actually in getting this to the actual implementation institutions wherein they are able to understand the meaning of everything, what is the exact way that it can be implemented, what is the actual meaning behind it, and how to ensure that it's implemented. I think it's a important move what Vidya Bharati has taken up, and this portal will help with various people going through it and getting queries and informations and whatnot and all. And also the seminars, webinars, what you are going to have from tomorrow is very, very, very important. These webinars and discussions are very important to come out with the actual practical mechanisms of implementation and various aspects related to it. In fact, friends, you should be knowing one thing. The country had a month-long webinars, which actually I think never it happened. Started on the 2nd of October, the Gandhi Jayanti Day, called Vaibhav, Vaishvik Bharatiya Vignan Summit. Meaning, it is a summit actually connecting all the Indian academicians and researchers who are abroad in very famous institutes and organizations. All have been brought into one platform, about 7,500 people. And Honorable Prime Minister addressed them on 2nd of October at 6:30 p.m. After that, these professors or researchers who are working abroad and the professors, academicians, and various other researchers who are working in India, they are being combined together, and there had been a month-long deliberations every day. And each subject wise, they had deliberations. What is the current status in India? What is the current status abroad elsewhere in these particular areas? And how we can go forward, how we can actually join together, how we can help this country to come up, what all these NRIs who are there outside can help the academic institutes and research here in the country goes forward. It has been divided into 80 subjects. 80 subjects. You talk about where every subject is there in that, whether it is cyber or materials, you talk about quantum technologies or high power energies or whatnot, biology, health, whatnot, agriculture and all that. These 80 subjects, the people have discussed over about 237 sessions, over 747 hours. That is the type of immense discussions, very high quality discussions. So they have come out with so many things, and the government, we are going to have these recommendations submitted to the government, and the government will be considering how we can take it forward. The academic institutes here in the country, how they can flourish and they become the world-class academic institutes. What I'm saying is, friends, as head of a defense research and development organization here, it is the country generally till now we have been following the advanced missions. In science and technology area, the developments what have happened in those advanced nations, we come across. We also work in that similar area. We also come out with outcomes in that area after 5 years or 10 years. So generally the trend has been, you have been a follower. If the country has to be actually very prosperous and country need to lead and country has to become a leader, so we need to lead in these areas, or at least we should come out with outcomes in the same time frame or in the similar area of period. Meaning we also should be coming out anytime as state of the art technology or S&T areas of that day. So for that, the academic institutes need to actually work in the selected subjects which are actually going to be futuristic areas. Actually, we know, actually, if we can list out, there can be 50, 60 areas where all the academic institutes can focus in this area, in this country, and make professionals come out, make researchers come out, and come out with very specific outputs in those areas. And that is how we actually we can progress. See, this is very, very, very important. As I don't have to mention, you're all the academicians and learned professors who are there. The fundamental is for anyone is the academic institute, where the student learns from the knowledge imparted by the professors. The professor should have in-depth knowledge and interest to get into the in-depth research into each and every area. This is what we need to inculcate in each and every professor, each and every teacher who is there. Thereby, the student comes out with a mind which is actually always inquisitive mind and research oriented, and comes out with various products. Like example, we have taken in DRDO this year 500 PhD students through Ministry of Higher Education, and who will be working from various academic institutes in DRDO laboratories, working on defense related very specific problems as their research subject. That means after 4 years to 5 years, I'll have 500 thesis outputs which are connected to only defense related topics. If these outputs, when we look at it, they are the ones which will make the country lead. So this is what actually is needed in the country, where the core strength of the academic institutes in the basic research area, we should be strong enough. In fact, I keep saying that, I want to say once again here, many areas, ISRO has done a lot of things, Atomic Energy has done a lot of things, Ministry of Earth and Science, Oceanography has done, and DRDO has done, and many areas you have become one of the 4 nations, 5 nations, 6 nations in the world, top nations in the world, and you have come out with many products. And we need to come out with many of them in the coming future areas also, future years also, in a big way, that we are one of the top leading S&T countries. If we have to do that, our academic institutes have to be strong and stronger and having a more and more research concept getting into it, who are able to do in-depth research. If I have to come out with every product which is actually one of the world's best or one of the few nations in the world, then I also need to have an academic institutes in the country who are also standing in the first 100 or first 50 in the world, the best institutes. I can't be that I don't have any one academic institutes which is standing in the first 100, and then you want to produce S&T outputs which are the best in the world. This is not possible. So we need to create that type of a basic research concept in the academic institutes, come out with students. One good thing is these days, the brain drain is not there. When I look at the statistics with the IITs, most of the IIT students are staying back in the country. Second, it is not that our students who are coming out are just concentrating in the ICT area, information communication technology area. They are getting into every subject. Startups are coming, youngsters are getting into core defense areas. They're talking into terms of materials, advanced materials, propulsion technologies, engine technologies, whatnot. You talk about all these areas, people. This is a fantastic thing what is happening in the country, where youngsters are coming into these core research areas, unlike everybody concentrating on IT and things like that. This is good change which is coming. We all should utilize this and make these people get into these technologies, get into this science, and they are able to come out with innovative outputs or in-depth research outputs. That is what actually country will become prosperous. All of you know, I don't have to mention. Today, if the country has to become prosperous, it is only S&T which makes the country prosperous. So for that, we need to come out with state-of-the-art or first of its kind S&T outputs, and industry should be able to produce first of its kind products, and then we should have a good manufacturing capability in the country, and then we are able to supply to all over the world. This, leaving aside attracting lots of people and working or studying in our academic institutes, and they also learn the way people have learned in Nalanda, Takshashila and all that. That is one aspect. Second, more than that, our own people getting in-depth knowledge in each and every subject, getting into the research mind, that they are able to continuously think and come out with innovative products and coming out with state-of-the-art technologies or science and technologies related. It can be anything. It can be agriculture. It can be health. Many areas where we are lagging today, and this country needs, and we need to show the way to the world. And India is the only country which can actually make the entire world will be a torchlight for the entire world. We are the people who can supply to the entire world at a low cost price, even including the medical devices what are required. Today, the country, you see, in the COVID pandemic, the way people have come out and then developed many things within no time. Even when the industries are closed, people have come out with masks, PPEs, ventilators and whatnot, which were not imagined. They developed in 1 month and produced thousands and thousands and thousands in 2 months. So that is the capability what it is there, and we need to trigger them. I think the forum what you have, the webinars what you are having tomorrow onwards, you will be able to discuss all these points and come out with specific recommendations, and also inspire the people who are participating in this to get into in-depth research in each and every area, implementing, coming out with specific research outcome oriented academic institutes, and also the product outcome based study or research, whatever it we call it. So this is what actually the more of practical oriented thing, and I'm sure that organizations like Vidya Bharati will be able to help in the making this drive happening in the academic institutes, inspiring the various academicians in the country and students in the country, and making the country flourish out of it. And thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. And I'm sure we all will be able to collectively do a lot to make this nation go forward. Thank you very much. Dhanyawad. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable suggestions and words of enlightenment. They will definitely give us direction to move ahead as far as implementation is concerned. Thank you, sir. इसके पश्चात मैं प्रमुख अतिथि आदरणीय मंत्री महोदय श्री संजय धोत्रे जी को उद्बोधन के लिए सादर आमंत्रित करती हूं।
सर म्यूट है, धोत्रे साहब म्यूट है।
संजय जी, आपके रिमोट पे बटन है सर, थोड़ा ट्राई करें।
संजू क्या हुआ?
सर मैं केदार जी को फोन लगा रहा हूँ।
नहीं, केदार जी मुझे फोन लग रहा है, बात कर लो।
हाँ, वो रिमोट है संजय जी के पास, उसमें ऑफ करना है सर। मेरे तरफ से ठीक है सर।
संजीव क्या हुआ?
सर अभी मंत्री जी लॉग आउट करके लॉग इन करेंगे सर।
ठीक है, वेट करेंगे।
नमस्कार, टुडेज गेस्ट ऑफ ऑनर। हाँ, आवाज आ रही?
जी आ रहे हैं।
हाँ, नमस्कार, टुडेज गेस्ट ऑफ ऑनर डॉक्टर जी सतीश रेड्डी जी, सेक्रेटरी R&D, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ डिफेंस एंड चेयरमैन DRDO, डॉक्टर M.J. श्रीधर जी, मेंबर ऑफ ड्राफ्टिंग कमिटी ऑफ नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी 2020, डॉक्टर कैलाश शर्मा जी, अध्यक्ष विद्या भारती उच्च शिक्षा संस्थान, डॉक्टर पंकज अरोड़ा जी, प्रोफेसर नरेंद्र कुमार तनेजा जी, कुलपति श्री प्रकाश जी, श्री रघुनंदन जी, श्री सुधाकर जी, श्रीमती मंजूश्री जी, यहाँ उपस्थित सभी उच्च शिक्षाओं के निदेशक, कुलपति, अतिथिगण, भाइयों और बहनों, विद्या भारती उच्च शिक्षा संस्थान द्वारा आयोजित एनईपी पोर्टल और एनईपी 2020 वेबिनार्स के उद्घाटन कार्यक्रम में आप सबके बीच उपस्थित होकर मुझे बहुत प्रसन्नता हो रही है। एनईपी 2020 के प्रचार प्रसार तथा उसके इम्प्लीमेंटेशन के संबंध में सभी शिक्षा संस्थाओं को, अध्यापकों को, शिक्षाविदों को तथा विद्यार्थियों को एक सूत्र में जोड़कर आगे बढ़ने का विद्या भारती का यह कार्य बहुत ही सराहनीय है। इस कोरोना काल में प्रत्यक्ष रूप से मिलना तो मुश्किल है, लेकिन वर्चुअल माध्यम से, वेबसाइट के माध्यम से और वेबिनार्स के माध्यम से आज एनईपी 2020 को समझने समझाने का काम विद्या भारती आगे बढ़ा रही है। इसलिए मैं सर्वप्रथम आयोजकों का अभिनंदन करता हूं और शुभकामनाएं भी देता हूं और एनईपी 2020 पे अपने विचार आपके सामने साझा करता हूं। साथियों, आज एक तरफ कोरोना वायरस ने पूरे विश्व को जकड़ रखा है। पिछले लगभग एक साल से विश्व भर में आपात जैसी स्थिति पैदा हो गई। कार्य का स्वरूप बदल रहा है, अध्ययन अध्यापन का स्वरूप बदल रहा है। इस नए वायरस को समझना, उसके बर्ताव को समझना, उसके मारक क्षमता को समझना, उसका मुकाबला करने के लिए पीपीई किट्स, वायरस के डिटेक्शन के लिए डिटेक्शन टेस्टिंग किट्स बनाना, ऑक्सीजन की आवश्यकता, वेंटिलेटर की आवश्यकता को पूरा करना, वैक्सीन का संशोधन और खोज, ट्रीटमेंट प्रोटोकॉल को जानना और उसे लोगों की जान बचाने के लिए इस्तेमाल करना, इसके लिए पूरी दुनिया प्रयास कर रही है। आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र जी मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में भारत ने भी इन सब में अत्यंत विश्वासपूर्ण कदम उठाए हैं। पीपीई किट्स के निर्माण में हम आत्मनिर्भर बन गए। सबसे सस्ती कोविड टेस्टिंग किट हम लेकर आए। कल प्रधानमंत्री जी ने कोविड वैक्सीन आने के बाद उसको लोगों तक पहुंचाने के लिए एक बैठक भी ली। एक विश्वास से हम इस स्थिति का मुकाबला कर रहे हैं। डॉक्टर सतीश रेड्डी जी के नेतृत्व में डीआरडीओ जैसे संस्थान ने तो महज 2 हफ्तों के भीतर कोविड हॉस्पिटल शुरू करके दिखाए। सैनिटाइजेशन, मास्क और सेफ डिस्टेंसिंग की मदद से हम सभी डटकर कोविड का मुकाबला कर रहे हैं। इसे जारी रखना और आगे भी बढ़ाना है। साथियों, ऐसे स्थिति के बीच देश की भावी पीढ़ी के निर्माण के लिए, हमारे देश के उज्जवल भविष्य की नींव रखने के लिए राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति 2020 का आगमन हुआ है। यह नीति संपूर्णतः भारत की आत्मा से, भारतीयत्व से निकली हुई गंगा है, जो ध्रुव स्वरूप में विश्व सागर को जाकर मिलती है। इसकी आत्मा भारतीय है, परंतु इसका उद्देश्य है विश्व पटल पर भारत को वही विश्व गुरु का स्थान दिलाना। इस शिक्षा नीति से लेकर जो युवक युवती आगे बढ़ेगा, वह सभी आधुनिक ज्ञान, विज्ञान एवं कौशल से परिपूर्ण होगा। हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में और शिक्षा मंत्री डॉक्टर रमेश पोखरियाल निशंक जी के दिशा निर्देश में आज देश को राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति मिल गई। 34 सालों के बाद 21वीं सदी में नए भारत की नींव रखने के लिए भारत को ग्लोबल नॉलेज सुपर पावर बनाने के लिए यह शिक्षा नीति आई है। यह राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति है और इसका प्रमुख उद्देश्य है राष्ट्र निर्माण। इस नीति की व्याप्ति वैश्विक है, परंतु आत्मा भारतीय है। माय डियर फ्रेंड्स, द फिलॉसफी ऑफ द कंट्री is the cream of its culture and its civilization, and education system of the country defines its philosophy. It springs from ideas that prevail in its atmosphere and bears its unconscious stamp. The pursuit of knowledge, gyan, wisdom pragya, and truth, satya, was always considered in Indian thought and philosophy as the highest human goal. According to one school of thought, ignorance of reality is the cause of our knowledge and suffering. Ignorance of reality is the cause of our bondage and suffering, and liberation from these cannot be achieved without the knowledge of reality. That is the real nature of world and the self. Sa Vidya Ya Vimuktaye has been our thought process, and Tamsoma Jyotirgamaya has been our guiding light. The aim of education in ancient India was not just the acquisition of knowledge as preparation for life in this world or life beyond schooling, but it was for complete realization and liberation of the self. And while achieving this, we were truly multidisciplinary. We cherish the spirit of Ekam Satavipra Baudha Vadanti. That is, truth is one and can be called by various names and can be reached by different paths. Ano Badra Kratavo Yantu Vishwataha. Let noble thoughts come to me from all directions. This is how we approach the education and learning. We were never narrow-minded in this pursuit. We treated ourselves as world citizens, and benefits of our knowledge was meant for whole world. Internationalization component was very much existing in our education system, and that's how we had so many visitors and scholars studying in our universities. Our Upanishads tell us Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Even the subjects were not watertight. One branch of knowledge could freely receive from other branches harmoniously. No silos existed. So we have Bhaskaracharya Lilavati bringing out mathematics in the form of lyrical slokas, displaying literary beauty. Panini, the arch linguist, wrote 4,000 sutras of Ashtadhyayi, making the rules of language so systematic that it helped to enhance the beauty of Sanskrit, yet maintaining the core that remained almost intact for next couple of thousand years. Stories of our ancient epic Ramayana tells us that character building starts in childhood and early education. You all are aware of Yog Vashishta and how important early child care and education is. This very system produced world-class universities like Nalanda and Takshashila and produced world leaders in various fields like Aryabhat, Bhaskaracharya, Kanad, Varamir, Gargi, Chanakya, Patanjali, Panini, Nagarjuna, and many more. The National Education Policy 2020 has drawn its inner strength from this idea of India, that is Bharat. The ethos of this land are well captured in this policy. साथियों, किसी पौधों को फल आएगा या नहीं, यह वो पौधा बड़ा होने के बाद तय नहीं होता। यह तय होता है उसका प्रारंभिक पोषण कैसे हुआ है, उस पर शारीरिक तथा मानसिक विकास, उत्तम चारित्र, नैतिक एवं संवैधानिक मूल्य संस्कार, कोऑपरेटिव स्पिरिट, साइंटिफिक टेम्परमेंट आदि मूल्यों का स्वीकार भी इस उम्र में आसानी से होता है। नई राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति ने इस अहम बात को ध्यान में रखकर अर्ली चाइल्डहुड केयर एंड एजुकेशन को बढ़ावा दिया है। बच्चों की फाउंडेशन लिटरेसी और न्यूमरेसी को मजबूत बनाने के लिए इसमें प्रावधान है। ऐसे कई प्रावधान हैं जिससे मजबूत स्कूली शिक्षा का लाभ सीधे सीधे उच्च शिक्षा व्यवस्था को सक्षम बनाने में होगा। Quality of higher education system is essentially and inherently linked to strong foundations of the school education. The NEP 2020 policy has broken many silos and watertight compartments that had existed in our education system. There is no distinction now between academic and co-curricular or extracurricular. School students will have exposure to academic, sports, arts, music, vocational studies to ensure their all-round development. This approach will continue in higher education as well. Many such transformational reforms have been attempted through this policy. Consolidation of higher education, multidisciplinary approach, credit system, integration of vocational training with mainstream education, flexible entry and exit, liberal use of technology, focus on quality, equity and inclusiveness, light but tight regulation are many such transformational aspects of this policy, with unwavered focus on top-class quality of education. The National Education Policy 2020 endeavors to provide to all students, irrespective of their place of residence, a quality education system with particular focus on historically marginalized, disadvantaged and underrepresented groups. Education is a great leveler and it is the best tool for achieving economic and social mobility, inclusion and equality. Initiatives must be in place to ensure that all students from such group, despite inherent obstacles, are provided various targeted opportunities to enter and excel in the educational system. My dear friends, quality education is a hallmark of every advanced culture and bedrock of nation building. Quality higher education is the engine of national productivity. To achieve the Atmanirbhar Bharat as envisioned by our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, we must strive to have world-class education. But education is not just about acquiring bookish knowledge. It is about acquiring knowledge with the rational thinking, scientific temper. It is about developing an ability to think critically. It is also imbibing the values of empathy, mutual respect, spirit of teamwork and cooperation. It is also about instilling the basic values which our Constitution has given to us. This will ensure a truly Ek Bharat, Shrestha Bharat. Friends, we also remind ourselves that spectacular achievements of the past can inspire us, but cannot sustain us in the present or future. The stars who walked on this land have played their part and have faded away. So it is now our turn to prove ourselves in the worthy inheritors of our rich legacy and heritage. It is our responsibility to equip our Indian knowledge system with the truly Indian values and ethos and attempt the pursuit of excellence in every chosen field to become truly world class. These are very interesting times to work hard to bring glory to our nation. We have the leader like Narendra Modi ji as our Prime Minister. Various reforms in the field of policies are improving the ease of living business and ease of living too. His Digital India directions has unleashed the waves of innovations in the field of technology. We now have one of the most vibrant startup ecosystem in the world, where the youth are showcasing their talent to the world. The number of unicorns are growing each year. In the telecom, the staggering 220% growth in erecting BTS over last 6 years have created a robust backbone for digital connectivity. We now have our postman bringing cash from your bank account at your doorstep, thanks to Aadhaar-enabled banking system. The DBT has saved more than 1,70,000 crores rupees of our taxpayers and depositing the government benefits directly in the account of beneficiary, removing the dreaded corruption. The National Digital Health Mission is helping the common man in a big way. The digital and online education video conferencing solutions are opening the new vistas for our young entrepreneurs. The work from home policy has been liberalized and we now have a work from anywhere policy for which IT companies or Prime Minister's call for Atmanirbhar Bharat has created a positive atmosphere. Make in India and make forward is our motto. With all these happenings all around, these are very exhausting time to work and shape our future generation through implementation of NEP 2020. And I believe that your role is most important in shaping the implementation of this policy. I urge you to go through this policy again and again. Identify the areas which you can implement immediately. Connect with each other and other institutions. In this regard, the MyNEP portal is a very welcoming step. I am told that this portal will share practices and case studies in the realm of implementation of NEP 2020 across thousands of educational institutions. Remember, our next generation will completely study through this particular policy, and you all will have a critical role to play in creating the new India. With these words, I once again thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts. I congratulate the organizers for organizing this webinar on such an important issue which touches very family in India and our future generations. I also extend my best wishes for MyNEP web portal and the webinar series that is being organized on NEP 2020. With this, I conclude my word. फिर एक बार सभी को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, शुभकामनाएं, थैंक यू, नमस्कार, जय हिंद, जय भारत।
धन्यवाद मंजूश्री मैम। मैं अनुराग सिंघल उच्च शिक्षा संस्थान रिसर्च टीम से आज कार्यक्रम में उपस्थित सभी शिक्षाविद एवं महानुभावों का धन्यवाद प्रेषित करता हूं कि आपने अपना अमूल्य समय देकर इस कार्यक्रम को सार्थक बनाया और साथ ही साथ आज के मुख्य अतिथि श्रीमान संजय श्यामराव धोत्री जी का हार्दिक धन्यवाद करता हूं। सर, आपने बताया कि किस प्रकार पूरा तंत्र आज कोविड से लड़ रहा है और साथ ही साथ एनईपी कैसे शिक्षा का बदलाव पूरे समग्र भारत में देखा जा सकता है। इसके साथ मैं आज के विशिष्ट अतिथि श्रीमान जी सतीश रेड्डी जी का भी, चेयरमैन डीआरडीओ का हार्दिक धन्यवाद करता हूं। और मैं विशेषकर बताना चाहूंगा कि सर, जिस प्रकार आपने विश्वास दिलाया कि यह एनईपी कैसे हमारे पूरे भारत की शिक्षा में एक बदलाव ला सकती है और साथ ही साथ विज्ञान के क्षेत्र में भारत किस प्रकार विश्व में अपनी आभा मंडल को बिखेर रहा है और आने वाले समय में निश्चित ही हम विश्व गुरु की ओर अग्रसर होंगे। इसी के साथ मैं आज धन्यवाद करना चाहता हूं श्रीमान राष्ट्रीय संगठन मंत्री आदरणीय प्रकाश जी भाई साहब का एवं राष्ट्रीय सह संगठन मंत्री आदरणीय रघुनंदन जी का, जिसके मार्गदर्शन में यह वेबिनार और जितने भी तमाम तरह के कार्य हैं वह सब प्रयासरत हैं। जैसा कि हमारे संजय जी ने भी बोला, एकम सद बहुधा वदंती, हमारे जितने भी कार्यक्रम हैं वह सब एक ही ओर हैं कि कैसे हम इस शिक्षा नीति को एग्जीक्यूशन में समग्र भारत में ला सकते हैं। और अंत में मैं हमारे विद्या भारती उच्च शिक्षा संस्थान के नेशनल प्रेसिडेंट प्रोफेसर कैलाश शर्मा जी एवं नेशनल सेक्रेटरी प्रोफेसर एनके तनेजा जी, आप दोनों का भी धन्यवाद प्रेषित करता हूं। और एक युवा होने के नाते अपनी युवा टीम की तरफ से मैं अंत में यही दो लाइनें कहूंगा कि हम युवा देश की ताकत हैं, परिवर्तन लाकर मानेंगे, कर देंगे ऐसे काम जिन्हें सब मील का पत्थर जानेंगे। आप सभी का इस कार्यक्रम में सम्मिलित होने के लिए मेरी पूरी टीम की ओर से बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। थैंक यू।
कार्यक्रम का समापन शांति मंत्र से होगा। सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामया, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ओम शांति शांति शांति। जय हिंद।